Great morning to you students. Today we are going to start with the poem Wind, which is taken from your book Beehive. So in this class we will be dealing with this poem from the book Beehive, and it is written by C. Subramaniam Bharati. Now before we read what is there in the poem, what is the message given, let us just first understand and learn about the poet. Okay. Now, who was the poet? Subramaniam Bharati. He was known as father of modern Tamil literature. So why is it so? It is so because he was one of the greatest Indian writer at that particular time. During the time, he was born on December 11, 1882. So what was he at that time? He was an Indian writer, okay, Indian activist. Activist here means the person who was taking part in the freedom movement or doing some or the other work related to the nationalism or the patriotism. Okay, the activities, the movements, the reforms that were taking place during that time. So he was the one who was an Indian writer, poet, journalist, Indian independence activist, social reformer. The things, who are the ones who are social reformer? Who bring some or the other kind of changes for the good in the society. He used to translate the English writings into the Tamil language for the local people to learn and understand. And he was from Tamil Nadu, India. So he was one of the very great person during that time. And he is known as father of Tamil literature. Okay. Now let us know something more about him. See, popularly known as Mahakavi Bharati. So what was his name? People used to call him Mahakavi Bharatiya. He is a pioneer of modern Tamil poetry. Pioneer is one of the very few at the very beginning, okay, initial time, and is considered one among the greatest of Tamil literary figures of all the time. So he was one of the very great renowned person of that particular era. And what is his writings reflect? It reflects the true patriotism, the nationalism, okay, the emotions which he was having for his own country, the sacrifices of the people made, okay, what were they going through. All these things were described through his writing. That could be easily reflected. We can just see that, okay. Work were fiery songs, patriotism and nationalism during the Indian independence movement. So he had a great role in that also, okay. Now moving further, let us now concentrate on the poem Wind, which we have to discuss. Now here the poet very smartly, or I should say very creatively, he symbolizes, he connects the wind with the problem, the adversities, the difficulties which we are facing in our life. What he describes here, the wind as a destructive in nature. Okay, wind, we all know that it is natural phenomenon, okay, a force of nature, okay, and he personifies it as a human. Okay, now what is this personification? We have already learnt about literary devices. Okay, so here throughout the poem you will see that wind is being personified as some or the other thing, giving the human character, the human nature. Wind being the natural force is being personified, is being regarded as a human being by the poet. To make the things clear to us, to explain what is his central idea, what is his message that he wants to give. What he says here is that wind is very destructive in nature. He destroys the things, okay, whatever comes in his path. When it is blowing very heart very strongly. So it destructs all the things, damages all the things, whatever comes on its ways. Similarly, it is being compared to the difficulties. When we are facing difficulties, some or the other kind of the problems, we are just being destroyed by them. In the sense, we are ruining our life. Our lives are ruined. With some or the other kind of the obstacles, the adversities or the difficulties which we are facing. So the poet here gives us the advice. What is the advice he is giving us? That we should face all these obstacles with great firmness, great determination. The courage we should have to face all these difficulties in our life. Okay, no matter how strong, how big the problem may be, how strongly it is blowing into our lives like the wind, but we should not give up, in the sense that we should not give up the courage, the determination, okay, our ability to fight with it, okay, to withstand the problem. We should never forget. Let me give you an example. Like, there is one small plant, and just next to it you will also observe there is a big tree. Now, if the wind is blowing very strong, it can easily uproot the small plant, but it will be very difficult for it to uproot the whole tree, as its root is firmly fixed with the ground. Okay, so what is thing that we observe here? It is very easy for the wind to uproot the small plant. Why? Because it was weak, and it was difficult for it to uproot a fully grown tree, because it has already deepened its root. It is very strong. Similarly, in our life, the people who are very strong, having firm determination to fight any kind of situation faced in the life, they are definitely going to get success after trying many times. But the weak people are the ones who can be easily affected by any kind of small problems or any kind of difficulties in their life. So what is the poet trying to tell us? We should be so strong that no matter whatever is the situation, we are able to firmly deal with it. We are not uprooted in the sense that we are not giving up in front of our problems, in front of our difficulties. So that is what is explained throughout the poem. Now let us see the first stanza. See, we will read and we will try to understand. Wind comes softly, don't break the shutters of the windows, don't scatter the papers, don't throw down the books on the shelf. So what is the poet starting with? He is just politely advising the wind, or you can say requesting the wind to come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Now what are the shutters? Shutters are the panel of the windows with which we are opening and closing the windows. So he is very humbly here requesting the wind not to show its destructive nature, not to break the shutters of the windows, don't scatter. Scatter here means to throw something here and there. Okay, the papers, don't throw down the books on the shelves. This is what the wind is doing, the destruction which the wind is bringing, and we can see what is being repeated here. Don't. The one word is repeated here, and it clearly shows that how the poet is trying to very humbly request the wind not to do this. What do you observe here in this stanza? When he speaks to wind, it is treating him as a human. That is why this is personification. Wind is being considered as human being. And the next thing, what we are observing, the word don't is repeated in the 3 lines. So this is which poetic device used here? It is anaphora. Okay, when the words are repeated in the consecutive lines, the same words, it is starting with the same words, then the poetic device which is known as anaphora. So this is what the poet tries to explain in the first stanza. He is trying to just make a humble request. He is trying to advise wind not to cause any kind of destructions. What he speaks here about the windows, about the papers and about the books on the shelves which are generally being damaged or spoiled or taken out of their places because of the wind. Let us see the second stanza. What is here poet talking about? There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. So what is the poet trying to say here? When he says there, look what you did. So he is referring to the first part of the poem, the first stanza. As I told you, he is making request. Then he says here to the wind, look there what you have done. You have not responded to my request. You have not considered my request. What are you doing? Rather, you threw them all down. So you, in spite of giving the request, you are not listening to it. You are rather spoiling the things more. You tore the pages of the books. Still you are doing the same thing. Moreover, you have brought rain again. So he is accusing the wind that you are the one who is responsible to bring the rain again and to make more damages. Okay, to create or more some kind of destructions. So what is here we see in the stanza 1 and the stanza 2. The first stanza, the poet tries to make a humble request, tries to make the wind understand that it should not blow very strongly. Okay, and then in the second stanza, again he gives him the reminder, the wind the reminder that you are not accepting my request, but you are creating more destruction. Okay, in spite of telling you, you are not listening to it, not paying attention to it, but you are creating more and more destruction. So this is what we have learned in the stanza 1 and the stanza 2 of the poem.